Imagine standing in the middle of a desert city 2,000 years ago. Around you, merchants bargain loudly, camels groan under heavy loads, and spices from India perfume the air. This is Palmyra at its height, a place where cultures mixed, fortunes were made, and daily life thrived in the shadows of towering temples. At the heart of Palmyra lay its bustling marketplace, the lifeline of the city. Caravans arriving from the east brought silk, gems, and spices. From the west came glassware, olive oil, and Roman coins. Merchants shouted prices in a mix of languages, Greek, Aramaic, and Arabic. Wealthy traders wore fine robes and gold jewelry, while humble farmers sold dates and figs from nearby orchards. For visitors, Palmyra was overwhelming. A place where Rome's wealth collided with Persia's treasures, all traded beneath the desert sun. Palmyra was no small caravan stop. It was a planned city of colonnaded streets, towering gates, and shaded courtyards. Wealthy families lived in houses decorated with mosaics, while ordinary citizens filled the lively neighborhoods that stretched beyond the main avenues. Its population was diverse. Arabs, Arameans, Persians, Jews, Greeks, and Romans walked the same streets. Some were traders, others soldiers, priests, or artisans. This multicultural blend gave Palmyra a character unlike any other city in the ancient world. Religion in Palmyra reflected its diversity. Here, gods of East and West stood side by side. The Temple of Bel, one of the grandest in the ancient world, honored a Mesopotamian deity of order. Nearby, the Temple of Baal-Shaman was dedicated to the sky god, while the goddess Alat, borrowed from Arabian traditions, had her own sanctuary. Even Roman gods like Jupiter and Diana were worshipped here. Inscriptions show that priests were often merchants too, reminding us that in Palmyra faith and trade were closely linked. Palmyrines were proud of their heritage. They spoke Palmyrene Aramaic at home, but Greek was the language of trade and diplomacy. Latin appeared in official Roman documents. This multilingual society was reflected in inscriptions carved into tombs and monuments, often written in 2 or even 3 languages. Art too showed a fusion of influences, statues wearing Roman togas but with Eastern jewelry, funerary portraits with almond-shaped eyes and solemn gazes. Palmyra was a city that embraced both East and West yet maintained its own unique identity. Palmyra's wealth needed protection. The city raised powerful cavalry forces, famous across the Roman world. These horsemen, clad in scale armor, would one day help Palmyra rise as a military power. At the same time, civic pride ran deep. Wealthy families funded colonnades, theaters, and bathhouses for the public. For them, building monuments was not only an act of generosity, but a statement of power and prestige. To live in Palmyra was to live at the crossroads of the ancient world. It was a city of merchants and warriors, gods and temples, languages and ideas, but this golden age could not last forever. Palmyra's wealth, its armies, and its ambition would soon draw the attention of empires, and in the coming storm, a single leader would rise from the desert to defend it. In our next episode, we explore Palmyra's relationship with Rome, friend, partner, and rival. Palmyra, the desert jewel. By the 1st century CE, this city of merchants had caught the attention of the greatest empire of the ancient world, Rome. To the Romans, Palmyra was both a loyal ally and a potential rival. To Palmyra, Rome was both protector and exploiter. This uneasy partnership would shape the destiny of the oasis forever. Rome expanded eastward after defeating the Seleucid Empire in the 1st century BCE. Palmyra found itself inside Rome's sphere of influence. But unlike other provinces, Palmyra was not conquered by legions. Instead, it entered into a partnership. As long as Palmyra kept the trade routes secure and paid taxes, Rome allowed it a remarkable degree of autonomy. Palmyrene merchants thrived under Roman protection, their caravans stretching from the Euphrates to the Mediterranean. Palmyra's loyalty was not only measured in gold, its soldiers, famous for their skill, became a vital asset to Rome. Palmyrene archers fought in Roman armies from the Danube frontier to North Africa. Inscriptions tell of units called Alae Palmyranorum, cavalry wings that carried the city's name across the empire. These soldiers blended Roman discipline with Eastern tactics, riding swift desert horses and unleashing arrows with deadly precision. But Palmyra's position was never easy. To the west stood mighty Rome, to the east the Parthian Empire, and later the powerful Sassanid Persians. Both superpowers vied for control of the trade routes. Wars between Rome and Persia often disrupted the flow of caravans. Palmyra, caught in the middle, had to balance carefully, sometimes leaning toward Rome, sometimes asserting its independence. By the 2nd and 3rd centuries CE, Palmyra's wealth and confidence were growing. The city was adorned with grand colonnades, triumphal arches and theaters, monuments that rivaled Rome itself. The local aristocracy, especially the powerful Septimii and Odenathid families, grew more influential. They sponsored temples, commanded troops, and acted as semi-independent rulers in all but name. Rome valued Palmyra as a buffer state, but also kept a wary eye on this rising desert power. As Rome weakened during the 3rd century crisis, Persia struck hard. In 260 CE, the Roman Emperor Valerian was captured by the Persian king Shapur Fern, a humiliation that shook the empire to its core. In the chaos, one man in Palmyra would seize the moment. His name was Odenathus, a noble who would soon transform from merchant prince into Rome's savior and Palmyra's kingmaker. Palmyra's partnership with Rome was a delicate dance, ally, subject, and rival all at once. But as the empire faltered, Palmyra saw an opportunity. In the next episode, we follow the rise of Odenathus, the desert prince, whose sword would defend Rome, while setting the stage for Palmyra's brief but glorious empire.